and it just seemed like suicide to just take our whole entire lives, our whole entire career, and just force a record out in 2 months. Made no sense. It was just dumb, and we were like, no, we need this much time, and we need, a little bit of time home to like live life and enjoy it, and they didn't want to do that, and they missed a deadline on a contract, so they were late, and we were able to walk away completely free based on a technicality that they messed up on. So.
And now you guys are doing your own thing, and this whole album was funded by the fans basically through Kickstarter.
Yeah. Kickstarter is a website where we basically gave our fans the option to like pre-buy the album, to buy different like t-shirts, all sorts of different things, from like birthday phone calls to like playing acoustic performances at people's houses.
Really?
So stuff like that, and we were basically able to raise about $40,000 doing that, which was a huge blessing. It ended up being enough to write and record this record and make the art that we wanted to make, not just something forced in 3 months through other means.
So how was that process differently, kind of, developing an album without the record label, hovering over you guys?
It was really freeing in a lot of ways, because in the past, our old album, Out of My Hands, that we're really proud of, we love that album, it's really cool. But at the time, that was very much, every single song is about 3 minutes and 30 seconds long. Every song has this hook, every song is geared for radio. And we didn't have those constraints, and we kind of threw them away, and we were like, let's write music, let's make art to make art. And if a song ends up being 3 minutes and 30 seconds and has a cool hook, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Like, let's explore music, without such a narrow framework of what a song should be.
Now you guys are on tour promoting it, and I was thinking, as soon as Josh kind of pulls away from the mic and people are singing along without having him, sing to it, what's that feeling like, where people know your music?
Oh man, it's super cool, because we've been in this band for 12 years, and so when I was 13, and it was our mom driving Jamie and I to a show, and it was like our family was there and like our neighbor, and that was it. Like going from that to where we're at now, with people are here because they like our music, not because we forced them to come to the show, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty surreal most of the time.
And do you have a favorite city to play on the tour so far?
Boston's a lot of fun. Boston, and I'm looking forward to Chicago too. That's going to be pretty cool.
Do you have a favorite band that you guys have toured with? Because you said you were touring extensively when you were signed to the label. Do you have a favorite band that you were a supporting act for?
Yeah, we got to support a band called Collective Soul, which was one of my favorite bands growing up, and they were kind of mentors to us in a lot of ways, just helping us out and giving us some advice. We've done some stuff with Need to Breathe. We've known those guys forever. There's a lot of really awesome bands. We did some stuff with Switchfoot. Those guys are super friendly, super cool guys too. But we're super blessed to tour with some awesome, amazing musicians and people.
You said you have a lot of influences. Does that come into play when you guys come together to write songs? How do you guys collaborate on the whole songwriting process?
There's 5 guys, 5 totally different sets of influences, writing styles, ways of thinking. It gets really messy really quick. But that tension of arguing and different people liking different things, that is what makes our band sound the way that we sound.
And you don't even always play your own songs, you cover songs.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, you guys have covered Justin Bieber, you've covered Beyonce. Why go in that direction?
It's just kind of fun. People like to sing along to Beyonce, and they don't really see it coming most of the time. Like whenever we would play Baby, people didn't realize we were playing Justin Bieber until the chorus kicked in. And it's just kind of fun. And it was fun too with those songs to kind of try to rework them, because Baby, like it or not, it's a catchy song. And whenever we rearranged it in our GRO take on it, I was kind of like, I kind of like this song. This is kind of cool. So. And
then you've been doing some stuff on YouTube where you have these different sessions, all acoustic sessions. Maybe if you can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of takeaway videos where we'll just unplug the instruments. The audio is usually pretty raw and very live, and we just will go somewhere that we think has a cool vibe, and we'll just play a song that we kind of think fits kind of that area. We did a song in a really, really old freight elevator, a song called Lost in the World, and it turned out really, really cool. The acoustics are usually interesting in these places, but it's fun. It's kind of going back and to the roots of the music, and there's no PA, there's no effects. no electricity, just that's how a lot of our songs are actually written, like that.
And you guys are originally from Texas, so obviously a lot of country influence. But you're more of a pop rock band. I mean, how has your music evolved from when you first began playing with your brother?
Whenever I started playing with Jamie, it was very much blues, like Stevie Ray Vaughan, or like kind of old classic rock, like Creedence Clearwater Revival, or like anything from Hendrix to Cream to Rolling Stones. Like that was kind of our influence. And then Josh, on the other hand, never really listened to old classic rock. He grew up listening to country, had been listening to like more popular rock and roll kind of at the time, and so he had this heavy country influences where we had these heavy classic rock influences, and somehow it works out and it mixes together in some ways. It's kind of fun.
And as a band, you not only play music, but you also do a lot of charity work. What kind of charity work do you do?
We have done a lot of stuff lately with an organization called Water Hope, which we actually wrote 2 songs for them, gave them the songs, and anyone that buys the song on iTunes, the proceeds goes to Water Hope. And they basically fund different projects to drill freshwater wells for villages in Africa and different places in the third world where they have no access to clean drinking water.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, it's super cool. It's an amazing organization.
That's great. And what is the future of Green River Ordinance? Have you guys, you've been together for 12 years now, and now you're doing this North American tour. I've noticed that you promote it as a North American tour. Is there an international tour coming up? Or?
I hope so. I would love to do an international tour. I know a bunch of the guys I've never been to Europe. I know a few of the other guys haven't either. We'd love to do that. We'd love to go to Europe. We would just love to just keep growing as a band. Hopefully, tonight there's about, a few hundred people, and hopefully it'll just slowly just keep building. That's kind of our goal as a band.
What's your favorite part of playing a live show?
My favorite part is watching the crazy lights that our drummer Denton has programmed. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, he did the whole lights?
Yeah, he programmed all those on his computer.
When people listen to your music, what do you hope they get out of it?
I think I want people to be able to relate and connect to the music and feel, just like any art, it should be about kind of the emotions or the feelings that happen when you listen to the music. Either it reminds you of something great or something tough, but ultimately we want our songs to kind of give a vision of hope, and that there is hope in the world. There's hope in the darkness, that life it can get better, and so much of music kind of growing up and now seems so dark or just so fake and in such a surface level of these like, oh, I'm going to the club and whatever. We wanted to kind of just write music that was inspiring and could be taken different ways.